Well guys, I was actually just in the middle of making a video talking about the homesteading lifestyle. You know, buying land, building a house, or renovating a house on the land you already have. Where to start, how to start, the potential issues you'll run into with buying land and building a house, that kind of stuff. And the complications come along with it. It sounds fairly simple, which straightforward, it is simple, but there's so many complications. And in that video I was talking about how it's been raining. It's been raining for 16 hours now. And we live on fresh ground. That fresh ground is bare. We don't have guttering on the house yet, so we have water either pooling or running around our house in the wrong directions than what it should be, because we don't have any grass, we don't have any plants to retain the ground that is open to the elements. Was just about to finish the video and I started hearing a little bit of drip from a different place than I'd ever heard something dripping. Turns out to be my egress window, which the egress window is sealed up. Well, it's got water leaking around it, actually over it and into my egress window, and that is in turn leaking into my house. I will talk about this in a little bit more in a minute, but my vacuum, I have a 25-gallon shop vac, is not big enough to get all this water out as fast as it's coming in. I can't stop the leak until I got the water evacuated to stop the leak. So I'm gonna try to get a sump pump to drop it in the window well, or the egress window, and suck the water out and stop the leak from the outside from coming in. So I came into the basement to check on the water that's leaking underneath the wall over there, because it's not sealed up yet, and heard my apparently new installed waterfall in the egress window. Look at it just coming in here all nice and pretty, and came over here and I'm like, wow, I got water dripping. That's weird. But I didn't realize I installed a hot tub. So you need to get the boiler going, and it's like 16 inches from this window down. It's coming in pretty nicely. Just better get that sucked out. It's coming up every minute or so. All right, so it's already coming up to the brim there. How about this? We'll get it going. Well guys, here's my issue. This corner right here and over there, well, you can see where the dirt normally is. Everything around in front of the house has fallen in with the moisture that we got 2 weeks ago. And I just placed this here because we don't have guttering yet. When it comes off those eaves, it just poured and caused a giant hole right here, which then cracked all of this and caused it to sink in and flood in the middle. Not a big deal. Well, now it's pulling up here because I brought in more soil but didn't get pushed back in time. And this now mud caused a pool, which is leaking over the edge of the egress window. And then it was going down into the window. Let me see if I can get over here without falling in the mud again. Probably not. Sitting in there and then leaking up and over the window slightly. This is all sealed up, but things happen. Let's see where the water was. Not a big fan of that. I don't want to be bringing water into my house. I want to keep it out of my house. And it's still leaking around. So I need to find that leak and stop it. Went to town, got a sump pump, got all the water out. It was about 8 inches of water, not 16. I know. Why not exaggerate it? Whew. Still coming in over here, though. We'll figure it out. Well, guys, while this was definitely far from the topic of today's video, it will definitely add on to the topic of today's video, the original video, which I guess I'm glad it happened. It's a teaching moment, it's a learning moment. You never want to stop educating yourself, and this is probably the worst possible way today to educate myself. But I now know that landscaping is extremely important, which I knew that before, but gutters are extremely important, and of course the landscaping is important. But you know, last week we were planning on doing a flower bed here in the front, filling in the dirt and the edges and stuff, but I'm glad I didn't, because this fell in even more and I would have had to have pulled all of that out. So crisis averted, not to the point of a state of emergency for our house. Had to clean up a little bit of water in the basement, but I got a air mover, you know, floor fan on it now, and it will dry that out, and I'll be paying attention to this overnight just to make sure that this doesn't happen again. I am thankful that it happened during the daylight hours, because had this happen in the pouring rain, 2 o'clock in the morning, I would have either decided to let it go and see what happens with nature, or been SOL, because I wouldn't have had a sump pump. I would have had to dig all that out by either, you know, bucket in the bottom of that, or 25 gallons at a time with my shop vac, which I sucked out a bucket and a half full on the shop vac. So it's 25 gallons, so close to 40 gallons of water came out of the shop vac, plus the extra probably 60 or so that was laying in here earlier. Yeah. So thankful for having it happen when it did. Sucks that it happened, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And now I'm on money. I just washed this thing this morning. Not a big deal. Anyways, keep calm and carry on, guys. Never stop educating yourself. Stay safe. See you.